Good day everyone, I am Nasa Jane E. Tabieras, and for today's video, I'm going to discuss some of Philippine traditional games. So without further ado, let's jump to the video. So for the first game is the luksong baka. So for the rules, all players are to jump over the baka until all the players have jumped. Once the first set of jumping over the baka is done, the baka player will slowly rise up after jumping over the baka player. Only the hands of the jumper may touch the back of the person who is bent over. So the main goal of the player is to successfully jump over the baka without touching or falling over the baka. So there's no specific equipment needed in playing luksong baka. For the second game, we have the luksong tinik. So the rules is two players on the base set facing each other, putting a foot forward and touching the other player's foot. Then each member of the other team start jumping over the feet. When all members are done jumping over the feet, the players on the base add a hand at a time. So here's also two players perform the task of being the wall of thorns over which the other players will jump. These two people set on their behinds and first extend their legs out, then later their hands to perform a barrier that increases in height with each round. So the rest of the players must jump over the extended legs and hands without touching any part of two setting players' hands and legs. For the third game, we have the Bahay Kubo. So for the mechanics of this game, a hand clapping game generally involving 4 people. They are split in 2 pairs, a pair having 2 people facing each other and all members from both pairs facing the center, or the 2 pairs being perpendicular to each other. Each pair then does a hand clapping routine while singing the Bahay Kubo. At the middle of the song, each pair exchanges routine with the other. So there's no specific materials needed in playing the Bahay Kubo. This game also build good friendship and good memories with our friends. So being friendly involves in playing Bahay Kubo. It can boost confidence, which we can use in our daily lives. For the fourth one, we have the 1-1. So the rules of this game is a rough circle is drawn on the ground and one person from the group is tagged. He is not allowed to enter the circle but instead has to touch one of the people inside the circle without having entered it. If he succeeds, he can enter the circle and the person touched becomes next one tag. So for the mechanics of this game, 1-1 is a traditional Filipino game that enacts the lunar eclipse. Players draw a circle on the ground representing the moon and must stay inside this circle. Meanwhile, one player acts as a bakunawa, the mythical giant sea serpent who would eat the moon. He may not enter the circle but must touch another player who is inside it in order to switch places. So the materials needed in this game is chalk for the circle marks and stick for the twist of the game. So this 1-1 improves our strategic thinking and make our bone and muscles stronger, and also to build friendship with other people. So playing the 1-1 can help us to be more active every day because of the health benefits that we can get in playing this game. We also build memories with our friends that teach us how to interact with other people. For the fifth one, we have the patintero. So patintero is played outdoors. The players are divided into 2 teams equal number, namely the runners and the tuggers. The objective of the runner is to get through all the lines back forth and without being tagged. So for the mechanics of this game, so the game starts with a toss of a coin to decide the team that becomes the passer or the runner. So there is a time limit of 2 minutes for each team to score. Once the 2 minutes elapse, the 2 teams change sides and the guards become the passers and vice versa. So the passers or the runners are supposed to cross the line from the starting point and back to earn a point. So the line guards are positioned on the vertical lines with one on the horizontal lines of the grid, making sure that their feet are always on the line. So the patintero objectives of the line guards includes tagging the passers or runners with their powered or butterfly hands and blocking them from passing the line. Once a guard tags any of the passer, the line guards assume the position of the passers. For the materials, the equipment required for the games include chalk or paint, a score sheet, a whistle, and a stopwatch. The playing court should be a rectangle of about 7.5 meter long and 5 meter wide, divided into 6 equal rectangles. So, patintero gives an opportunity to learn new things. It can help in their physical development. It can boost our creativity, it can help us acquire social skills, and also it can help us develop a positive attitude. It also helps us in our personality development. So Patintero is one of more than of a team game. It develops the player's gross motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and strategic thinking. So the games also promotes team building. For the sixth one, we have the sipa. So the rules of the sipa is thrown upwards for the player toes using only the leg, particularly the area from the foot until above the knee. So the player must prevent the sipa touching the ground by hitting it several times. Each hit is counted. The player kicking the sipa must win the game. So for the mechanics of this game, first we have the sipa bilangan is played by two teams. First team to play is determined by toss point. So the flyer is kicked up and down until the ball touches the ground. So point is counted on every kick made. So for the materials of this game, it is made of a washer, a metal stud, coin-like object. So covered with cloth or a branch of rubber bands or colorful threads attached to it, usually plastic straw. So the benefits of this game, it can help to improve player cardiovascular fitness and physical coordination by playing sipa. You can get the skills of flexibility. So it is a simple and uncomplicated, although many of the more skilled children add neat tricks to their moves. For a beginner, just keeping it in the air and a challenge enough. What makes it so loved is simplicity and the ease of play. You can play sipa almost anywhere and it's cheap. Try it for yourselves. For the 7 games, we have the tombang preso. So the rules of this game is players must have slippers to hit the can precisely. So the it must never go to the player zone unless he or she will tag a player without slippers. So player must never go to the it zone unless he or she throw the slippers. So players must throw the slippers or else he or she will be the it in the next round. Also, the it will take the can 3 times if every player misses the can and no players are in the player zone with his or her slipper. And lastly, the it will never tag a player if the can is knocked out. So the mechanics of this game is must player hit the can precisely, while the it will tag players who has his or her slipper in the it zone. Once the can knocked out with the player's slippers, the it will bring back the can to its position and he or she will tag again. If the it tags a player, the player who is tagged will be the it in the next round. If all the players miss the can and no player is in the player zone, the it will take the can 3 times, then all players, including the it, will go into the player zone as fast as possible. The game is over. The next it will be the player who is last in coming the player zone. So the materials of this game, we have the can, a pair of slippers, and chalk for markings. So, like any other outdoor games, Tombang Preso has intellectual and physical health benefits. Some of the importance of playing these sports include the following. First, it improves the opportunity to exercise without stress. It also enhances creativity and promotes better socialization among kids. It can also help in building a connection between the children and their elders because are the same games that were enjoyed by their parents and grandparents. For our 8 games, we have the Holland. So for the mechanics of these games, using a chalk, draw a circle 2 to 3 feet wide on the ground. The size depends on the marbles you have and then count the feet and make a line. Each player places their agreed number of marbles and places it in the center of the circle. The player whose marble is nearest to the line gets to play first. Then the player take turns at hitting their marbles from outside of the circle, aiming at any marbles inside the circle. Shooter have to kneel on the ground and flick your marble out of your fist with your thumb. Keep on playing until one of the messes hitting any of the marbles from the circle. Gather any marbles you can hit and move out the circle. Let the next player shoot if you haven't knocked any marbles out and or shooter remains in the ring. So continue playing until the ring is empty. At the end of the game, the player with the most marble is the winner. You can either keep the marbles you have collected, or you can return the marbles to its original owner depending on the rules of the game. So the materials of this game is the marbles and chalk for markings. So playing this game can benefit, or is that it can give fun and enjoyment. So we can gain more friends and bonding with the other player. Even at our young age, it may develop our sportsmanship that we can bring as we get older playing with the other games. So this game can also enhance the coordination of our senses, and we have to focus on hitting the ball. And most of all, it can create a harmonious relationship with other players. So this activity nourishes our heart and soul. These games played not only an important part in the learning process as children, but it had a positive influence on physical, mental, and emotional, and also in moral being of the person. For the next game, we have the taguan. So the rules of this game, the seeker needs to find the hiders, and whoever touches last the base, he will might the new taya or the seeker. If there's no one save him or he is the only player left hiding. So for the mechanics of this game, player needs to ompiang first. Ompiang means to choose who's gonna be the first seeker of the game by flipping their hands together. Second, players need to find a base. So what the base for? Simple. It is where the whole game will be centered, because if you are the seeker, you will need to touch the base if you saw a hider, and if you are a hider, you need to touch the base first before the seeker touch, so that can be saved and no chance to be a seeker, because if the seeker touched the base first, you might probably the new seeker or taya. So for the third one, it's either you can be saved or you save other hiders. If there are already hiders found by the seeker, you have a chance to save them by touching the base in not getting caught. But if you are the only one left hiding and other hiders are already saved, you have no chance anymore to save by others. The only things you can do is to save yourself by touching the base before you have been found, or touching it first when the seeker already saw you. So for the fourth one, players only have limited time, at least 10 to 15 seconds for them to find a place where to hide. Into a players cannot hide in front, back, side, top, and bottom, never the base. So for the fifth mechanics, seeker should close his or her eyes while counting and not allowed to use any lighting objects in finding the hiders. 6. All players should know the counting song. If you were the seeker, you will need to speak aloud the limited seconds for the hiders to hide better. Her is much cooler. It is not just a simple counting, but you need to sing the counting song, which is tagu-taguan, maliwanag ang buwan, wala sa likod, wala sa harap. Makabilang akong 10, nakatago na kayo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Walang patawad. So players are not allowed to hide inside their houses, of course. So the materials of this game are, I think there's no equipment needed in playing the game tagu-taguan. So the benefits of this game is outdoor play gives children the opportunity to run, jump, climb, dance, and more. All of which provides aerobic exercise and outdoor physical activity. Also strengthens the immune system, which will help them boost their energy. So next we have the luksong lupit. So the objective is for an individual or team to score highest in skipping or jumping over the rope while it is being turned continuously over the head and under the feet of the players. So the mechanics of this game is 2 people will hold the end of the rope. Second, while the rest of the people will fall in a single line. Next, one person must go first, then all of the people must follow what the first person did. And also, they should keep jumping until song ends. So, the materials needed in this game is only one jumping rope. So, this game or this jumping rope, it regularly strengthens the calf muscles and improves the elasticity of the surrounding tendons and fascia. So to increase elasticity, try to land on the ball of the foot first, but let your heel go all of the way down to the ground. Jumping rope can help improve your coordination. We also have the Saranggola. So this game played usually every windy season in empty places. So Saranggola is usually made of string, paper, and stick. They can be of any form. The important thing is it can freely fly. So this game became popular in every corner of the country and further became a kite fight. So this kite fight includes designing of the kite. The most one with the most beautiful design will have a good score. So another factor to be considered is ability to fly. It is farthest capacity. So children or even adult people plays this creative game. So for the materials, we just need stick, scissors, thread, and yarn. So this game or this Saranggola gives positive vibes and it's a kind of stress reliever for us. We also have the tag of wires. So the rules of this game is an equal number of players pick up each end of the rope. The players begin tagging the rope when the referee gives the signal. So each player pulls backwards as hard as they can. So the teams continue pulling until the center of the rope or crosses where the referee is standing. So the mechanics of this game: first, each team must have equal number of players. Second, the group must be a combination of 5 males and 5 females. So third, the distance between teams is 3 meters. Fourth, both ends on the rope should be tied on the waist of the last player while the other holds on the top rope. Fifth, a piece of ribbon or handkerchief is tied to the rope on the center line. Upon the signal to start, each team pulls each other. So 7, the team that pulls the other over the board line is declared as a winners. So for the materials of this game, all we need is to play a length of sturdy rope at least 8 feet long and masking tape. So this game is an excellent upper body exercise. Tug of war works the muscles of the chest, shoulders, forearms, and core. Lastly, we have the Pico. So the rules of this game is, in a game of hopscotch, the players throw a marker, such as beanbag, stone, or another object, into a pattern of squares and must then hop through the shapes without touching the lines to retrieve the object. So the mechanics of this game is easy and can be played by a single or by group. By group, it should be started by finding out who will play first, usually by Jack and Boy. So the first step is by throwing your box in first box, then jumping with one leg for second and third box, with left leg and fourth box, and right leg on fifth box, on left X box with left 7th box, and right leg on 8th box, and one leg in 9th box, and 2 legs on 10th box. In the 10th box, you need to make pivot and repeat the process going making a post in 2nd box while getting your box in 1st box by bending your body down with single leg, then jumping out on the box. So the next player will be follow the same procedure in first step. If the player's box on her body touches the line, it will be a turn for another player. The one to complete until 10th box will be declared as a winner of the game. So the materials needed in playing Pico is very simple. All you need is to have a marker, usually chalk or Crayola, or anything that can be used to draw lines in the ground, concrete ground. So some people place in ground as sandy, loam sole, and draws the mark using a stick. So you need to have a pamato for this game. This is usually a flat stone or part of broken path. So the benefits that we can get in this game is cognitive development. In order to play the game, a child has to follow a set of rules and play it with a purpose. So while hopscotch, gross motor skills such as balance and strength are built. So hand-eye.